from the heart of Delta State. You are tuned in to SRTV Asaba.
Yo, very good morning to you all. Very beautiful morning to you all, guys. Let me on the light so that you can see my face and I can be brighter, and then we can talk. Well, today is the 20th of August, 2026. The reason I know is election started yesterday. I mean, the official campaign started yesterday. I don't know about you, I'm excited. But I'm concerned that two things can happen after this election. Either we're going to be more stable, or Nigeria will be ever. If Nigeria survive the next election, then we are here for good. And because I'm here thinking, what can happen after that election? This is my fear. If Tinubu really won the election, let's assume the votes were counted well and Tinubu won. We won't even believe him. Because Tinubu, right now, you've already disgraced yourself. You've shown who you are, that you have captured our country. A very good morning, Edna. I need to know this, Edna. You're so sharp. You see, it's so important for us to know that Tinubu has captured the state, and there is no amount of grammar that can cover that. Tinubu, I'm going to let you know. Yeah, my head is good. My head is very good, Edna. God bless you, daughter. So, if my worries are this, really simple. I share this image again and again, and it's not to infuriate anybody, not to cause any confusion, but to ask a very difficult question. Has the state been captured? So the result of the election, whether if they even count it truly that Tinubu won now, we have two reasons to protest. One, Tinubu, you were not free and fair. Because a free and fair election is not done on the day of the election. It's done around it. By the time you are now having the INEC on your palm, you now have the judiciary, you have the police, and you are buying votes, you have the money. Look at the amount you are spending. There's no control how much you can spend and how much you cannot spend against the law. And who am I to challenge you? They are even scared to talk about it in Nigeria. So, but the implication is this. Even if you win this election, we still assume you stole it. Is that good for democracy? I remember sometime, Tinubu, you were in London running around against Abacha, that the Nigerian has been captured. And Abacha was coming up, the youth earnestly asked for Abacha. Thank God, Sidam might die. Should we pray for you to die now? Because that was the only thing that saved Nigeria. Anyway, let's take a look at, let's assume that it's not so bad. That Tinubu will win the election. We assume he has run the election. Are you guys not scared that either the youth could protest, the military could take over, or Nigeria will survive? Those are three things I predict. And I'm going to call on the international community, for those of you that is going to come on that day and say, oh, we are coming to observe Nigerian election, save it. If you wait, you, the international community, I'm looking on the screen and I'm talking to you people from the United States, to the EU, to the United Kingdom, whoever you are that is preparing to go on the day of the election to monitor what? Have you seen that the state has already been captured now? Is it on that day that they're going to capture the state? That day is a manifestation of what they have done. This is when you save Nigerian democracy. Today, not the day of the election. And I'm going to, perhaps the essence of my broadcast today is to highlight how the state has been captured. I'm going to talk about the reform I think about in my head, and I'm going to analyze it on this show today. That is making me excited. That's why I'm even happy to be here. I'm going to analyze that the Nigerian state has been captured, but the solution, I will propose it on the show today. And hopefully, the international community will listen to me and add voice to what is going on now, not tomorrow, not on the day of the election. Donald Trump, if you want to help us, it is now, not the day of the election. You know, Nigeria have only witnessed something that is so beautiful. Goodluck Jonathan once said, my ambition is not worth the blood of every Nigerian. That was a big lie. Goodluck was warned. In fact, the Obama government of America warned him seriously. If you make any noise, whatever the result goes, you must hand over. If you try it, if you do otherwise, we will capture you. Goodluck was forced to behave. While we give him credit, I still give him credit for handing over peacefully, but he knew that America were on his neck. That's why if you listen to Goodluck, he said Obama wanted me to go. Obama was not against you. Obama was insisting on a free and fair election. So could we ask Donald Trump if he's going to insist on a free and fair election, or he's going to go to dinner with Tinubu? Right now, Donald Trump, you're on a dinner with Tinubu. I don't like it. So whatever happens, do not come after the election and say you are our friends. Remain enemies. EU, remain enemies. If you cannot do what Obama did now, remain our enemies because you are not our friends. Coming on the day of the election and say, oh, we are coming to observe your election, it's rubbish. It's hypocrisy of the highest order. And the world has passed that. Children are watching, sir. It is a disgrace on the international community. Because I don't need to tell you people that the state has been captured. Have you not heard the new song we're singing in Nigeria? On your mandate, we shall stand. I'm telling you that every aspect, the police will sing on your mandate. Which mandate? On who has the power? The media is singing on your mandate. INEC is singing. The judges are singing. Which I used to like the song. Children are singing. We praise you, oh Lord. Tinubu na God. Oh, I can't sing that song very well. There was a song we used to sing. Children are saying, we praise you, oh Lord. Everybody saying that. INEC are saying, we want you, Tinubu. Police are saying, judges are saying, media are saying, the young people are crying, no. Their future is at stake. And this is what we're going to do today. Tinubu, you can do the right thing. Leave our institutions alone. We know you intentionally sacrificed that governor candidate in. And I don't know Tinubu. Tinubu does not care who becomes governor. He wants to be president. That is what concerns Tinubu. So you are trying to say that the only reason Tinubu was supporting that guy, he wants to make sure he wins the state. They must have assured him he's going to win the state. That's why you hear the guy did. Adeleke just told him, sir, you have won. Tinubu is my man. So even the guy that just won election, who we were all supporting because of Tinubu, is not telling us he's supporting Tinubu. It's not a joke. Don't tell me it's hypocrisy. He's not a joke. Tinubu captured the country. The international community are pretending about it. It is sad because there will be no election come 2027. But as it is, this is the campaign trail. Young people, you see, my place, they'll say, you don't die before the death. You get to be ready. You get to strike with your last blow. Even if you die, then you know you die honorably. That's what I'm going to ask for today. That young people, your future is at stake. Something you can do. You can insist that on the day of the election, you will do your best. The truth is, if every Nigerian will stand and do the right thing, I'm not saying who you should vote for. If you love Tinubu, vote for Tinubu. If you love Peter, vote Peter. If you love Atiku, vote Atiku. At the end of the day, let the true will of the people count. Let us swear in the president of the people's choice. That is what we stand for. It is what we beg. And that is why I launched this campaign, Save Nigeria Democracy. It's very important. It's a beautiful thing, but it needs to be saved. And I hope that Nigerians will understand me today as I go on this very, very, very difficult journey. Well, it's a very difficult one. So let's see what we can do. How do we save Nigerian democracy? That's a big question, really. How do we save this democracy? This democracy that is so important to us now. How do we save it? Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the campaign trail. And it's a difficult day here. But I'm going to try to be civil. It's not only Tinubu. You see my governor, Governor Boriwori has captured the state. You know, that of Boriwori is not simple. One, there is even no serious contender. Nobody is contesting with him. That is how much you people have hypnotized, I don't know, have threatened other contestants that they no more believe in any hope. Has Boriwori governed well? The answer is no. Is there any person contesting with him? The answer is no. So we're coronating him. Chairman, relax. Enjoy your drink with your champagne. But when you look at the other side of you, sir, people are dying. Look at those poor people there. May God bless you as you continue to capture our state. But I'm not going to waste time on that today. Today, I have a bad news and I have a good news. You know, Nigerians, the system, the structure we have now, if we're going to succeed, there's going to be a fundamental shift in the way we do things. We can't continue to do things this way and expect a different result. It's not going to happen. So my take is I'm going to come here and talk about it. Even when this is not my major interest. Because I don't know whoever become the president, if the person do what I say, if the person, if it is Tinubu, if it is Atiku, if it is Peter Obi, if they have the right mental thinking, they can save Nigeria. It's not about who. I think I have 3 candidates I want to be presenting to you today. It's still generating. Once it is out, I will bring it. It's going to be between these 3 persons. And I don't know who I'm really supporting and who I'm not. So it's not about who I want. It's about who is good for Nigeria. And let us be clear on that. So that when we are on this place and we are trying to talk of what we need, let us be understanding that these people are not against you. I have nothing against Tinubu. But when you look at Tinubu, you know Tinubu is a very, very big disgrace. You have a state captured and you expect us to clap for you. But Boriwori, you are looking very handsome now, Boriwori. Money day. May God bless you. But like I said, look at the other side. But this is what I propose. As it is, we're going nowhere. One, we said we are contesting, we are looking at the Western world. It's like we only copy the wrong things. If we see good things, we don't take it. So today I'm going to take a look at this with you, and I'm going to share this with you. It's going to be very difficult, but I want you to listen to me. First, I said there must be a reform. And what kind of reform are we talking about? The reform will start from the executive arms of government. Yes, you heard me. The executive arms of government need a fundamental reform. In my new philosophy, or what I'm proposing for Nigeria is this. The federal government is as it is, it's not a problem. The only thing they need to do is to be charged with the responsibility to work. Every 3 arms of government I'm going to be talking about today, they're only going to do one thing for me. They're going to be economic engineers, not political managers, because that's what we have. The job of the president of Nigeria is to collect oil money. Let me explain this. That's what Tinubu does. He receives oil money, receives taxes, and share it. And sometimes he put them on roads. Let's construct roads. Let's do this. Let's please my people so I would get re-elected. That is why we are where we are. Let me take you people back mind back to what the issue I presented 2 days ago. When I told you how India, how Egypt and China took over the cotton industry. How did they do it? It was the state that orchestrated the whole process. They took over these dirty, small mills, multiplied it, and decided to compete with England. What happened? In a few years, the global south were in control of the cotton industry. I'm using a thick English here. I wish I can explain it in a more. When I say global south, I'm talking about those of us, they call of us the developing world. So we are the global south, right? That's what happened. India was making more cotton than the UK. Egypt was in charge of cotton. You know of the Egyptian cotton. We talk about it, the Egyptian cotton. Of course, Chinese took over the industry. Britain, that was controlling the industry before, were left in zero. You know why? Because they don't have the raw materials. These countries have the raw materials. And they said, we're not going to give you our raw materials. We're going to process it and even sell to you. The only reason Britain was able to survive then was they are in control of raw materials. Now, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what in these modern times first. So to tell you that Tinubu doesn't deserve a second term. Now, Dangote is now a private person that is now producing, that is refining our fuel and now selling to the rest of the world. Now, look at the world. He's selling to the rest of the world. I don't want to talk about the politics behind it. First, they said that it's not good, it's this and that. When the war happened with Ukraine, it's not the best. They're not ordering it. Now, God, now they answer people now. But what I'm trying to say is that, so we're going to have that battle to deal with, but it's the Tinubu government thinking like the government of India, like the government of China, like the government of Egypt, that said, no, we will not sell the raw cotton to you. Instead, we will process it and sell you clothes. Are we doing that? Are we refining our crude? Are we refining our gas and selling it to the rest of the world? It's not me. May God judge everybody that is a part of these evil activities. How can somebody be defending Tinubu for what? So that is our true problem. If it is Tinubu, if it is Atiku, whatever we should be insisting on is somebody that think well, because it is easy to defeat the global West. Let me use that word. They have control of the economy now, but they are very easy to defeat. We have defeated them in the past. Chinese have defeated them. The Indians have defeated them. The Egyptians have defeated them. They are not even your enemy on a true sense. They are surviving. They are making their business. They are trying to survive. Why not you do your own? I'm living in their country right now. They don't mean evil to you, but they have to do things for their citizens, right? Who stopped you from doing your own? Who stopped Tinubu from caring about the Nigerian people and actually learning to be intelligent enough to say that leadership is not. In fact, when I heard Oboriwori say, I'm working for the state, and I'm confused. If I'm there, I'll be fighting physically because I'm confused, Oboriwori. What work are you doing? Have you ever read at all how the cotton industry came to Egypt, came to India? What are you doing in Delta State that's going to even be a thing for our children of tomorrow? It's very sad. And these are the people who are going to win the next election. They are already set to win. And I don't know what to do. All I can do is cry. Because we are now singing on your mandate, which shall stand for the same Tinubu. Oboriwori have no candidates fighting him. I can't see one and others. And of course, we have local government. So let me talk about the reform first, because if I stay there, I'll be there all day. Let's talk about the reform. What kind of reform is that the Christian thinking of? I've said this before. Under the executive arms of government, I'm reforming the 3 arms of government today. The 3 arms. So I want those of you that are very, very smart to pick your pen and listen to what I have to say today. Hopefully, in the next constitutional conference, people like us may not be here. Maybe you kids will not be the one to be in charge, but listen to what I have to say today. I am saying the federal government should stay as it is. Only job I want them to do is they learn to be productive, like the government of India and of Pakistan, the government of Egypt and the government of China. The state can remain as it is because we need this different branch. I think we need more states in Nigeria. In any case, that's fine. But not the state that collect money from the federal. The state will run their own economy and they must think as independent countries, working and making money, not waiting for oil money. That is the state. Number 3, there should be no local government. Do you hear me? No local government. You know what we need? We're going to replace the local government with what I call our kingdoms. I don't know who can stand me on this debate. We don't need a local government. What we need is kingdom. So what we're going to have, we have the federal government, the state, and the existing kingdom that were there before the British came. I want us to understand the importance of that architecture. Our framework of governance before the British came, it was effective, it was working, and they came, and for their own superiority or what they want to achieve, they brought them down. But now we have independence. Why don't we take advantage of them? And you know why this is so sad? I've looked at the cross-section of our kings, as I'm going to analyze today. You find that they are so intelligent, they are educated people that can actually run the affairs of their kingdom. All they need to do is be recognized and be given the power, and they will act. Sometimes it's not even the money. The thing I don't understand is, what do you do with a local government if you have a king? I go to my place now, I look at my local government chairman, and I look at my king, and I say, you guys are joker. What am I doing with this local government chairman? This man is able, he can do it. And that is the sad thing. And you know why this is important? If you come to the UK, they did not throw away their kings. In fact, if you go to the whole of Europe, they're the king of Spain, the king of Belgium. The kings are still there. In case you are sick, they still have their kings. Very few. The king of Sweden, go and ask. The Norwegian king, go and ask. You'll be asking yourself, why did they keep that? I'm not going to go into that today. But why are we killing our own? Why are we replacing our king with a toy local government chairman? That is the thing I don't understand. And I'm going to go into that debate with everybody at the point to come. But why this is so important is the King of England is the President of England. In case you don't know, King Charles is the President of England. If he doesn't sign any paper, that thing doesn't become law. They reduce him to ceremonial, but he is still very powerful. And when they celebrate anything, it's the king that go and negotiate. When your president came, Tinubu came to England, who did he come to see? Did he come to see who was more important, the king or the prime minister? You're joking. Prime minister was sitting by the side when the king was presiding. It's not important. Yes, you are more important than him. Tell that to the dogs. Nigerians, let's wake up. In my case, I'm not even looking at that alone. I can see the quality of leadership that will come from our king than our dead local government. Have you been to the local government? Now, every local government, like my own local government, may be collecting close to $1 billion in a month. I don't know how much they get now. If my local government is not collecting money in a month, it will be getting about 600 million every month. And I know it's up to 800 million now. Imagine what the kings and the chiefs could be able to do that. You know, let me talk about it before I leave. And then the local government now have councillors. Even we know these councillors are village fools. Village fools, so they are the one that makes the councillors. And I don't mind. But you know why this is sad? Go and look at the quality of chiefs. Most of them are retired police officers. They are retired men who have served in various capacities. Those are the people we give chieftaincy title to. Are these people not qualified to run the affairs of the kingdom with the king? Why do you bring all these sheep thieves to come and run the affairs of our local government? It's still beyond me. So, and that's why I said the executive arms of government should be reshuffled. We need to rethink If we don't rethink, we would rather die. And this is my proposition. We have the federal government, stand by. We have the state, okay. There should be no Ethiop West. It should be Ogara Kingdom. It should be Jesse Kingdom. It should be Saplek Okpe Kingdom. It should be Uya Kingdom. These are the people that the government of Delta State must work with. Let me tell you one thing about this. Right now, these guys have been reduced to nothing. Too bad. But this will happen. If my king knows that the money that is supposed to come to him is 600 million, Oboriori is going to serve only 4 years or 8 years and leave. He's keeping the money. I'm not sure that place will be convenient for Oboriori. If the Olu of Warri knows that he's supposed to get 4 billion in a month, and the stupid state governor is hoarding the money, go punish him. You will be accountable to the kings. By law, that money is supposed to come to them to develop their kingdoms. Any attempt by any governor to get in the way, that governor will be struck with thunder. They're going to do everything to bring you down. But as it is, look at the local, go and look at my local government chairman. He make coin. If you go let that one talk for where Boruri dey. He can't talk, he can't mess. Even if he mess, he not go mess in the direction of the king, of the governor. Otherwise, he testing they will take him away. Have you watched this movie? They call it Con Air. He said, if any of you chooses to mess in my direction, your intestine will become my personal property. If my local government chairman mess in the direction of Oboriori, Oboriori will take in intestine. That's how bad it is. They are clueless. They are powerless. They have no basis to be there. We don't need Ethiop West. We don't need Sabla local government. Rubbish. The Okpe king right now should run his kingdom. The man is a former major general. My king is a chartered accountant. They born you well. The emir of Kano was the former CBN governor. Are you out of your mind? That is, are you telling me these people cannot run the affairs of their local government? You must be joking, man. When I finish today, you're going to see that our king can be more useful than we have used them. That is one. No, because I don't have a lot of time, I'm going to try and quickly run to the other element of the show, so I can use my time very well, because it's going to be hot. You know, I'm alone in the studio today. I don't know why they leave me alone. That's what they do. Anyway, give me time to be more abusive. And when you want to beat somebody, you come and beat me. You don't go to and beat Joy. Well, after, when we now, the king, their role has not finished. This is their permanent job. Here, they have chiefs to work with them. Then let's go to the legislative arms of government. This is a crucial part again. Now, as it is, we have two houses. We have the Senate and we have the House of Representatives. Nigeria copy all this rubbish from America. Now, I can understand America practicing that system of government because America don't have kingdoms. These are a set of people that went to displace the original Americans that were there. And they took over the place. They killed some of them and took over the place. So they are people with no history. Let's put it that way. But they were able to organize themselves and say, this is where we're going to live. And they actually made that wonderful proclamation that all human beings are born equal. That's what I love about their declaration. So that is what America did. Why would us that have kingdoms be practicing the same government they have? Now, let me explain this to you. Nigerians, explain to me what the senators are doing, what the senators are doing. Why they are there full time. What is the job of the Nigerian Senate? So the law made by the House of Rep will go to the Senate. And that's all they do. Because I don't understand. And now, to make my case, that former governor of Edo State, though he's doing well, is now in the Senate. Meanwhile, so the Senate is becoming a retirement home for those who are supposed to die. Okowa, the #1 thief we have in Delta State, is now set, is going to the Senate. Yahaya Bello is set going to the Senate. I bet go round. You will find that all these retired thieves are going to the Senate. Now, imagine the kind of laws that they will make them. And now you are confused. You are wondering why they are singing on your mandate. Oh, look at our Senate president. Okay, not put me for prison, I beg. I know, so I know how to sue people. Well, when it comes to this kind of matter, I know how to talk about slander. I know how to sue people. But look at the Senate president, Fabio, Senator Akpabio, OMG. One of those, Ricardo said, is one of among the most corrupt governors. He's not the Senate president. They are not singing on your mandate. What do you expect? The Senate as it is not needed. Totally unnecessary. It should be scrapped. This is what I propose. These kings, they will meet to refine whatever law that is made by the House of Representatives. And their meeting will be occasional. They don't have to have one big House of Senate. When there is a bill to be discussed, they will meet once, maybe in a month, to look at the bills. If they have need to stay longer, they can call emergency meeting. Otherwise, they remain in their kingdom and start working. Now, they cannot abuse any law because they have to go through a lot of people before go to them. So the kings can then again checkmate the activities of the lawmakers. You know what? This is what I saw. I'm just thinking now. I can imagine if we have the Oba of Benin as the Senate president. Do you know that guy? He was a former ambassador to the Nigerian state. What are you talking about? These are the people that are qualified to be in the Senate and not on permanent basis. The Oba of Benin will have the duty to run his kingdom and go and sit when it is necessary to refine the laws made by the House of Representatives. Senate must go. Daddy K, I don't start. I don't say they will kill me today. We don't need the Senate. Our senators are already ordained by us. And many people say, who voted for the king? Let me ask you. Now you vote for the King of England? No. But let me even tell you about our Senate here. In the United Kingdom, we have the lower house and the upper house. The upper house is what we call the House of Lords. You know what they call lords? House of Landlords. These people, they call them lord because they are the landlord. In those days, when the king is trying to make friends, people who help him to go to war, he will give them plenty land. So those people become landlords. You understand? The landlord in turn gives land to other people to farm because the biggest property in the country really is the land. So the owners of this land are the people that are still there today in UK House of Lords. And they are not voted for. They inherit it. If your father is in the House of Lords, you're likely going to inherit it from your father. Do you hear what I say? I'm talking of the 21st century United Kingdom. They did not throw away their kings. Where's our kings? Oh, so our kings cannot serve in the Senate, but their landlords can serve in the House of Lords. We need to think, oh my God. You know, when the English law, I studied law in England, they tell you about the custom and tradition, the law, the common law. They never threw it away. I'm going to tell you how common law was thrown away in Africa. Do I need to go into that today? I don't think I have the time. If I have a little bit of time, I'm going to tell you why the common law is still applicable in England. Now, let me tell you this. Let me tell you some power shift here. When the British came, this is very important, and I want you to listen carefully. When the British came, they said they promulgated the law, which is the Land Act of 1978. I always call it 1878. That law literally took over. It takes away the right of the communities to own the resources under their soil. It is handed over to the state governments. And that law has not been touched till tomorrow. You know why? because it's enriching the state and the federal government of Nigeria. So the oil under our feet is not owned by us, it's owned by the state. Imagine if our land, if the Senate is made up of our kings, they will tell you, go to hell without your law. That's why you can't try it in England. The House of Lords will not put any signatory to that. In fact, it will go there. That's why the common law is still applicable today in England. In our case, no more common law. I was just writing something on some piece on an article which I'm going to publish. It's not even for everybody's consumption. It's an academic article. And I was trying to analyze that the only reason this law is still applicable in Nigeria is because the Senate is not educated, it's not refined, it's not a refined Senate, it's not made up of the right people, it's not made up of the owners of the land. Who owns the land in Nigeria? Are they not the kings? All the kings actually have power over the land. So they have the authority to be in the Senate. And if they are there, they would have repealed this stupid law that says the land, what is under my soil, belongs to the state governor. Who born now? But as the way it is, who is going to fight for you in the Senate? You community people that I'm talking now. Let me talk of those of you in the oil producing community. Why this law is very important. What I'm saying is important. The Nigerian law now say all the oil when they your backyard belongs to the state government. That's why Tinubu will kill anybody for it. And I want them to Apollo to listen to me. This is big. Then everybody listen to me. I'm a lawyer. And I can probably say so. You know why that law will never be repealed? Because the Senate, the law, even if the House of Rep talk about that law, Senate will block it. On your mandate, we shall stand. Akpabio will block it. Even when Akpabio doesn't even need to, it would have benefited because it's from Abia State that have a lot of oil. But the man, and not, what's this name? Akwa Ibom. He doesn't think well, he's singing on your mandate. But if that Senate were controlled by our kings, they will insist on the law that was existing before the British took it by force from us. By today, the common law will be taking over what is happening over the governing of our land. And our oil will be owned by us. If the federal government want to do business with us, they will negotiate with us. As it is, they give us 3% and take the rest. If we want to make noise, they give Tom Polo some small money to put me in prison. Deal with it. That is our destiny, people. This is so important. Why? Because the people that constitute the House of Sin, the House of Lords in Nigeria, that is our Senate. They are in fact, they are retired thieves. Who is Okowa? What is Okowa going to say there? What do you expect from Yaya Bello? No, explain to me. Like this, hey guys, I'm your mate. Yaya Bello, I senior yourself. Yaya Bello, I'm a 60 years old man. I don't know how old you are. Okowa, if you senior me, no go reach, no past 3-4 years. So we are age mates. To hell with you. You are a thief. And now you are going to the Senate. What should I expect from a man like you? And this is why Tinubu must not come back. Tinubu is encouraging them. He actually gave Okowa office. He's giving all of them office. I'm sure he has an appointment for Yaya Bello. But Tinubu corrupt. You corrupt, die, Baba. You corrupt, die. This election is going to be war. I'm ashamed of the country I come from right now. That if the British government can insist that their landlords should control their Senate, let me use the word so that you understand what I'm saying. We reduce our kings to robots. And then they laugh safe. You know? And sometimes I see the Oba Bina, I see how powerful that man could be. I can see where they have reduced him to. In fact, just in case you get together, I need to just name them. Sanusi, who are you to talk where Sanusi is talking? Sanusi comes to England and he educates. When Sanusi is talking here, he only talk at the big universities. He's not operating as the king, as the former governor. That is his intellectual capability, his ability, his knowledge is what they tap on here. Or it's reduced to the Kano, to the emir of Kano. What an asset Look at the Oba of Benin, reduced to Oba of Benin. He don't even do anything. What an asset in West. And what we're doing, we're electing some village fools to come and go to Senate or to go and do this. And these are the people that understand the custom and tradition. The Oba of Benin understand the custom and tradition of his people. So is the office of the emir. So is my king. Those things will come to play. In fact, if they don't do anything for us, they will have to repeal that stupid law that the British made in 1978, that our land, what we have under our soil, belongs to the government. Because nobody is fighting the government. If the kings were there, they will say, this law, will change them. I'm just talking, so that is that the key. Am I trouble? I don't think so. Now I'm going to talk about the last bit of it today, the third arms of government. That is the revolution. The third arms is so important because we are going into election, and I want Nigerians to listen. This is a big one. So if you listen carefully, I have talked about the executive arms of government calling for the cancellation. There should be no local government. Dead. Bye-bye. What we need is the kingdom. So we have the state, the federal government, the state, and the kingdoms. It will be unique. The kingdom have been existing. They speak the same language. They have common heritage. So give them their own. Let them fight for their own destiny. Who fail? Now you know say now he fail. Why forging them like the British did? The British, that's why some of the crises we have in Warri now, they will just put them together and say, okay, this is Warri province. Today now we are fighting. They didn't know the difference. Today, let us give the individual kingdoms their authority to decide their destiny, because Bob Marley said, every man's got the right to decide his own destiny. And in this judgment, there will be no partiality. It's not going to happen by luck. It's going to happen with this kind of reform I'm calling for. So, and then I've gone secondly to look at the nature of our, I've talked about this one at length, the need. I intentionally use Sanusi there as a Senate president because I want to see him as a Senate president. And these offices are not offices that will just change. They are permanent. But they are not going to be sitting every day. So they are there to be like as a supervisory committee to oversee the activities of the House of Rep. Why do we need two houses? One house is enough to deliberate. All the deliberation will just be run through by these councils of kings. And then it goes to the president. Save a lot of money. Save a lot of time. Hello? I don't understand. Whether you guys just want to speak English in Nigeria or you know what you're doing. Well, I've been around for so long. I took my time at a very old age to equip myself with law so that I can contribute to my country. And these are my contribution, people. Now let's go to the last arms of government, which is the most. They say the judiciary is what? The hope of the common man. I don't know about you, though. Is Nigerian judiciary your hope? We'll talk today. When I can't leave me alone now, at least I foresee if somebody asks question. Is Nigerian judiciary your hope today? We need to think. We need to talk. This is important. If we don't talk, we'd rather die. Why is the judiciary so failing? Now, let me ask you one thing. There are three arms of government. We vote for the executive. We vote for the judiciary, for the legislature, but we don't vote for the judiciary. Why? Because the judicial arms of government are the only trained people to govern. Let me use the word. The only arms of government that is trained to govern is the judiciary. They understand the constitution of the land. They interpret the law. They uphold the law. That's why I choose to be a lawyer. And you see, what a shame and what a disaster we face. Unfortunately for us, these very crucial arms of government has also been compromised. Don't forget, I started by saying that our state has been captured. If it is not so, I beg, make you show me. Otherwise, Tinubu hold them. They hold their blockers. Anything Tinubu say, you sing. This man, he bought houses for them. So I heard, allegedly. So don't take all the thing I say for truth. But you know, sometimes we try to paint the picture so black so that you can also listen to us. Well, because I don't think all the judges in Nigeria are that stupid, you know. But a majority of them has been compromised. And that is the only hope of the common man. Now, the essence, let me still analyze this. The only trained arms of government is the judiciary. That's why they are not voted for. They are equipped by virtue of their training. And we can trust them because they are equipped with the right mind. That's why we call them the learned men. And when they descend the court, they're going to use the instrument of the law in the law way. Now, this is the beauty of it. It is the law passed by the legislature that they will use to work. They don't make their own laws. They can interpret it. They can say this is not the intention of the judiciary, of the legislature when they pass that law. But they can't change it. They will work with the law. That is their training. They are the only arms of government that can say, oh, no, what you are doing here is wrong. Tinubu, you cannot do this. You, the legislature, you cannot do this. That is why after an election, they tell you to do what? Go to court. If you heard it a lot, if you are not happy, go to court. Because they are the only body that can certify whether what you are saying is in accordance with the law or not, because we are being governed by the law. But now let's look at the people that form the judiciary, the judges. One, I have problem with it. The way we have the executive council, we don't have the judicial council. They don't meet, they don't discuss. The Chief Justice of the Federation is appointed by the president. What a disaster. How can I be the same, balance checking you out, and you are the one appointing me? I'm going to come to the other part of it. You are the one paying me. You see why the executive is so powerful? They're the one paying the executive. They're the one paying the judiciary. So if you don't want to be hungry, you listen to the executive. Otherwise, the judiciary is in a better position to save Nigeria today. They are the one that is trained with the right mentality. They are equipped with the law. Before you see what they don't speak one Italian English, because we are colonized now. They will come use men's wear, all this thing. I say, my God, say it in Nigerian language. I have problem with them though. You see all this robe when they wear for head, all this nothing when I wear for head. What it be the meaning? I will copy everything when you do. Shame on you. We know will come down today. Because another day I just say I go shame them before I come out here today. Why do they wear gun? Now Nigerian man they wear gun. They wear robe. You don't see where black man wear robe. So must you copy everything? Anyway, that's not why I'm here. We'll talk about all that thing. But this is the reform I'm thinking about. The judiciary should have its place in society. Completely independent. Nobody pays them. They appoint themselves because they are learned people. The same way you graduate from, because if I study law in Nigeria, it's not to qualify me. I have to go to law school to become a barrister. And that doesn't qualify me. I have to do some level of job before I can become a senior advocate. And before I have to do other things again, before I can join this judicial council. When you are in that judicial council, you are the heads of affairs. Nobody, they shake you anymore. You are poke, poke, poke. And at that point in time, you only defend the law. They are qualified, sir. By virtue of their training, they are qualified to do so. But if the federal government is the government of Nigeria or the executive is paying them, when we talk of government, we always refer to the Tinubu. But these three arms are the government. No one is superior to the other. That's why when you teach you even in secondary school government, they say, oh, there's principle of checks and balances. There's division of power. Yes, but it doesn't happen so. if there's interference. Now, let me tell you what I'm even thinking of that is most interesting for me, especially in this election period. My proposition is INEC, the national umpire, should not be under any other arms of government other than the judiciary. Let's think. The same job the judiciary is doing is what INEC is doing. INEC will go and conduct the election like a referee. He will decide. If you don't agree, you take it to the senior referee, who are the judges, to decide. Because otherwise, the first person to decide is INEC. Why would INEC be under the executive? Why is INEC under the legislature? I don't know. I don't understand this. Muna explain to me. I bet Abirubuma, take Urubu, tell me. Why? The INEC must be under the judiciary. We need a total reform on that area. So, listen, guys, somebody sat and make that law. That person is not better than you and me. So we have the right to say, oh, this is not good for us. It doesn't make sense that INEC is under the executive arms of government. It should be under the judiciary. And you know who appoints the INEC chairman? The council, the judicial council. They pick one of their judges or anybody they deem fit to go and run INEC. That is the junior umpire. That one will conduct the election. If there's any problem, the problem will come back to them. They understand the law. That's what INEC is all about. That's why when they are even appointing people, they look for all these lawyers to appoint. But why is nobody one appointing this new one? If you appoint him, then you can control him. But imagine if the judiciary had appointed this guy. The guy would be independent today. And that is the only hope we have had to have a free and fair election. And I hope Atiku is listening. And I hope, because if you don't like this now, it's going to affect you. This is what I'm saying now. When you leave office, it's still going to affect you. If we do the right thing now, we're going to win. We want an independent judiciary. We want an independent INEC. Judiciary and INEC must be together to save Nigerian democracy. There's no two ways about it. Say that the Chris, you talk too much. On a good day, in fact, it will be even a compulsory thing for the kings to make sure that they train themselves in the level of the law to be able to be in the judicial council. And a matter of fact, 2 or 3 of them can be elected to join this judicial council so they can oversee what is happening in the judiciary. The kings. Only 3. They have their councils of kings now. They are representing in the Senate. They are running their local government. They should also have a say in this judiciary. You know, sometimes you think I'm doing this emotionally. I'm not a prince. I'm not going to gain anything there. But you know what is it? The principle of checks and balances, which is lacking. The only reason we are hearing on your mandate we shall stand is this, nothing else. So I am begging Nigerians to listen to the message I have today. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to be thorough, but there's little I can do about this. I've done the best I can analyze. I don't think there's enough time to actually go into it, because when it comes to the payment, the financial part of it, you will know that there's nothing nobody that cannot be influenced with money. Nobody. It's just a question of how much. So if you think, say, your wife, they cannot buy your wife with money, it's a question of how much. When they give her better money, woman go smile. You see, because I don't come out now. After all, nobody go see me. I'm not looking down on women. Even men too. There's nobody. The Bible said money answereth all things. When they tell me things, anytime I have a woman and they're telling me something, I say, baby, go and watch this movie called Indecent Proposal. And you guys that watch my show, you know how much I love it. It's done by Demi Moore, Richard Harrison, and this guy. Brilliant film. You know what the guy said? He said, supposing the guys were broke, supposing I give you $1 million to spend one night with your wife. $1 million. You know, he didn't make the proposal to the wife. He didn't say behind the husband. He go to the husband and say, this your wife is beautiful. Say yes. All right. I know you guys are broke. He says true. Now I'm going to give you $1 million. Let me spend one night with your wife. $1 million. One night with your wife. Think about it. In Nigeria today, if they say they take your wife one night, let me say one kill him. Just go touch him, play with him over one night. They come back. $1 million will be your own. You come out from poverty forever. Will you do it or not? That's a question for another day. I don't want to put trouble in the homes so that you don't start fighting with your husband. Say, will you accept this? Say that the police say, may they ask you question. The man will agree. But at the end of the day, the marriage will be destroyed. So don't do it. But I don't know. I don't know whether I can stop you from doing it. So let me keep quiet. It's better. That's why the Bible said, stay away from temptation. What did Jesus Christ say? He said, lead us not into temptation. It's the Bible. That's how Jesus Christ taught us to pray. Let's not go into that. We're not going to be biblical. So let us finish what I'm trying to say here today. But two, the INEC must be under the judiciary. It is the Judicial Council that must elect or must appoint the INEC chairman. And it's going to be from among the judges, the top judges in the country. Members of the Judicial Council, one person will go there. Or, in fact, it should be an institution. We have different ministries. That ministry is under this Judicial Council. They oversee it. They can see what is happening. When I have issues, I will not be writing to the president. I'm writing to the Judicial Council on the activities of INEC. We'll be getting a better result today. Then let's talk about the last bit of the reform. The Nigerian police. OMG. When I just mentioned their name alone, I know they laugh myself. Have you seen the Nigerian police at work? Oh, wait, that is the biggest disgrace we have in our time. But it's not happening by accident. May I show you the face of this man first. Our INEC chairman first. Yeah. You see this one? Who appoint him? Atenebu. So now he will come vote against you. Atiko, this man now will come say, you be a friend. Somebody when I appoint her, you know go. I beg you, wanna go. Let's talk about the police. Okay, let's end up with the police. You see, I'm here to talk in theory. And sometimes when I say to Nigerians, no, we can become a G8 nation by the year 2040. It's like alien to you. But my guy, deep down me, I know I can achieve it. Maybe that's why I should be on the presidential ticket. I know I can achieve this. And you see, what Nasser of Egypt did, what Gandhi vision for India was, what the Chinese have done is enough to tell you that you can turn your country around. And you're not going to turn it around with politics. You're going to turn it around with policies. And the formula is simple. You've got the raw materials. You need to refine it. You need to process it and give them. They should not take your raw materials as it is. It's a simple thing, no? So that the way we'll not be buying fuel again. We'll refine fuel and sell to them. So now we get the oil. And who stop us from making our own medicine? Why are you buying medicine from India? These are simple things that any reasonable government will do. And I've talked about the education sector yesterday. I was crying about the Nigerian education sector yesterday. In this day of artificial intelligence, what are we doing? We need help. And the help we're going to get from people like Daddy Chris. And that's God that sent me here to shout in a crazy platform that nobody recognizes. But if you look at the content of what I say, you know that this man is blessed. I am not blessed. I am sent on a mission to deliver this message to you. So let's talk about the police. Sometimes I can be proud. Otherwise, I won't be confident to come and sit down here. I come here at 60 years old. I'm sitting down here talking. You think it's easy? Something must give me the courage, the understanding, the will to sit down here and begin to waste my time. Should be with my wife now, touching her, eating food. That's the age I am. But I'm here wasting my time. So let's talk about this. Finally, the police. All right. The only civilized arms of law enforcement, let me use the word. The most civilized arm of law enforcement is the police. Mona no verse. I know military boys when I see Mona beat me. Navy when I go beat me. But you guys are trained to go and fight war, to go and defend border, to go and do this. The only civilized arms that knows how to deal with human beings is the police. They are trained on the law that governs the land. That's why during the election period, the people you send on the streets are actually the police. Any army you see on the police is an abuse of human rights. These guys are not trained to be law enforcement on the streets. They defend borders. That's why I can categorically say right now that the police are the most. These children are for when I go on to see me that the grace of president. Well, it has already been in the radar. I will talk to you one day about my ambition when that time comes. Anyway, you know what is so interesting? The police is the only civilized arms of government. When you go and join the police, they teach you the law in 3 months, fine. But they teach you on the law. Is the only arms of government, of police, of law enforcement that teaches you the law. That's why when you go to the police station, they will tell you it's about the law, about your rights. Let me get it. If you go to army barracks, they don't understand that. Then they go fight war. Then they go on peacekeeping mission. The Navy is going and defending the border so goods will not come in. Everybody have their own speciality. The only civilized arms of government, of law enforcement, is the police. Now, what are they doing with it? What are they doing under the executive? The last time I checked, the executive are meant to execute the law made. The police is meant to monitor. That's why, have you gone to the court? The people that works there is the police. The police is the only one that can work with. Why don't you send army to the court? The police should and must be under the judiciary. They won't be doing what they are doing now. And now you're going to ask me, is that how it's done in other countries? Are you sure they are not even struggling to listen to what I'm talking about now? I don't know, Nigerians, sometimes you look down on your own people. Most of the things I propose to Nigerian people, even to the universities in Nigeria, is what I'm proposing to UK universities and they're embracing it. So why do you think that because it's not practiced anywhere else, it's not good, they don't think it's right? And why are they not even going to learn from you? Why don't the British come and say, oh, look at what they're doing here. The police in Nigeria is actually under the judiciary. And look at how effective they are. They will begin to use you as an example in their debate in the House of Commons. Hello? Why are you so inferior, my brothers and sisters? Why? I don't understand. And it's really, really touching. Now, my belief is this. If the police is under the judiciary, one, nobody will pay them. It's the judiciary that will pay them. INEC will be paid by the judiciary, not by the executive. And you don't pay the judiciary. The way they do this allocation, the money that goes to this, I'm going to talk about that shortly because that's why I'm going to end the show. How money should be allocated. Because he who plays the piper dictates the tune. If I'm the one paying you, you do what I say or I won't pay you. So the police should be civilized. They're civilized. Let's be fair to them. If they were to be under the judiciary and they are well cared for, your right will be protected, my people. Right now, have you seen what the police in Nigeria are doing? They see them, they park them at the back of the truck. Or they call it this Toyota. They will nearly kill you if you're on the road. If you stop the motorcade, you are in trouble. They become barbaric. Very uncivilized, very unkept, very annoying. Because that element of civility is gone. Because it's where you put them. By the time the police is going to be 6 policemen serving one bloody senator, what do you expect? The man only thinks about what fits him. It's the senator that gives him some money to go and take care of his children. He listens to the senator, not to the job. No, not when he's under the judiciary. He will think well and he will behave well. You can't get it wrong. What? You see, I always say, do you understand the word that is coming out of my mouth? It's expensive. It's no joke. So, if Nigerian police are no more corrupt, if they do the right thing, Tinubu will not be able to rig election. If INEC is now elected, it's now appointed by the judiciary, the topmost, and no, it's not Tinubu that is paying the judiciary. They will do their job and will have a free and fair election. There will be no free and fair election in 2027 as long as the police is controlled by Tinubu. You know what? You see, I'm very intentional. Let me show you this. When I talked about the state being captured, come and look at the people I mentioned. INEC captured, judges captured, police captured, and it's using what? The instrument of the state money. We can disarm this man. That's what I've just said today. We can disarm him by saying, number one, you don't control INEC. INEC is beyond you. You're not the one appointing them. Number two, you are not the one to appoint the Chief Justice of the Federation. The judges will vote among themselves who will be the Chief Justice of the Federation. And that office is supreme, just equal to the office of the President. And like we're going to say, the House of Assembly, the House of Rep Speaker is equal to the office of the President. Senate is only now operating as a temporary, not a permanent seat. So meaning that brings power back to the House of Rep. This is what it is. In England, is the House of Commons that produces the Prime Minister. It's not the House of Lords. So the power is actually in the House of Commons. Our House of Rep have the capability to do so. Hello? So, and if we take this one or the one from Tinubu, and we make sure it's not Tinubu that is paying anybody. Tinubu used the money to run the affairs of the country. Come 2027, there will be free and fair elections. Now, if you people are dreaming that there will be a free and fair election in 2027, then you are a fool. You'll be expecting to do the same thing and expect a different result. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. When you kick an object, it will continue moving until there is something that stops it. That is law of physics. It's the law of nature. It's exactly what we're up against. We're not going to change the law by emotion. We're going to change our ways of life by an intentional act, having identified an issue and dealing with it as such. The Nigerian judiciary, the Nigerian legislation, the Nigerian Executive Council needs serious overhauling. That's what I come to present for you today. I don't know if I can do this any way better than I have said. And let me talk about this little piece of it. I've mentioned it again and again as I was talking. Money. Money. If you've not read your Bible well, go back and see what money have done to this world. Money in the Bible. Even God used money. Let me say it. That's why the pastors in Nigeria today, if you want to tell them, you see, a Yahoo boy will come to the church. We tell the pastor, shut up. The pastor will say, yes, son. Because the boy, they draw better money. Money. Is it not one of them that said that Jesus Christ didn't visit any poor person? That man at Creso, you see they stand for purpose. That one. Money. Money is not bad. But money can ruin you. Money has ruined Nigeria. When you give that kind of money to one man to run, like you give this amount of money to Tinubu, and you say Tinubu should not be corrupt, are you not out of your mind? Tinubu is not checked. It's just the same thing that happened with the state government. Oboriwori is unchecked. I saw him, he came out. Wait, now, let me tell you one thing. Oboriwori came out a few days ago and he gave our NUJ a brand new boss. You know, take. Nigeria Union of Journalists, take. You know, he has planted a seed, though. Those guys are not going to come back and fight him. It's a natural thing, whether I like it or not. They will be loyal to him. Tinubu is giving people some serious money. You think they will not be loyal to Tinubu? Oh, they're going to be loyal to you. If Piki they sick, they not see you. In fact, Tinubu go take your wife. We have deposited so much money, and we say power. And I don't understand when the people say power. And maybe that's what I want to use. I don't understand what people, when you say the man has so much power. What is power? Let's think. What is power? Money is power. Let me repeat. In fact, the uncivilized world where you carry a gun and say you must do this, that time is gone. No? Oh, Clinton said, rich economy rules the world. The Americans have now been aware that they don't need to carry gun to come and beat you. They need to control the economy, and then their economy will tell you what to do. When Donald Trump is angry with Nigeria, he will stop all aids coming to Nigeria. Did he come to fight you? He has crippled you. When Donald Trump wants to deal with you, he will say, we will not sell things, you will not bring some of your goods to America. You are broke already. Money is power. And Donald Trump is using it well. You see, the whole of the world is shouting, Donald Trump is doing it. What did Donald Trump do? He only stopped. He only makes sure certain things doesn't happen. He controls the use of American opening, the door. You can't sell anything in America. America will not do certain things with you. And when America don't do business with you, they've got the population, they've got the wealth. You are hungry. NGOs are closing down in Nigeria because the American aid is no more coming. Can you hear me? Money. See, if the people gives you money, you will do their bidding. That's why we said, how can even our NGO be independent if they are all looking for money from the West? And I never know who told the NGO that they cannot raise money from us. I'm coming one day, we're going to talk. Because you can get a lot of money from crowdfunding these days. Nigerians, if they see good things, they will support it. I don't think somebody from outside the world is supporting Very Dark Man financially. But he's doing anything he wants to do. Very Dark Man is tapping on the right sources. You could. Burna Boy is rich. All these boys are rich. They have a serious amount of money. And they have conscience. They cannot say certain things. They are on top. Look at the way Davido, the only thing Davido did now, everybody's attacking him. But if Davido knows that you are doing the right thing, he will support your movement from backyard. You don't even want to be heard. These are kids with some serious money. The footballers have some serious money. Why would an NGO in Nigeria be waiting for aid from America? Because if America gives you that money, they're going to tell you what to do. Otherwise, you're not coming back to them for money. If EU gives you that money, they're going to tell you what to do. But let's keep it now at home. As long as Tinubu owns the money, as long as he's the sole controller of the Nigerian money, which is the power, all power belongs to God. Now this one, all power belongs to Tinubu. It is not workable. You can begin to be emotional about it. We're not going to get anywhere with it. If we want to survive, Nigeria needs a total change from where we are now. The power, the money given to the presidency must stop. This is my proposition. There must be a specific percentage of money that goes to the executive. There's a percentage of money that goes to the judiciary. Specific amount of money that goes to the legislature. And so shall it be at the state level too. The government of Delta State, Oboriwori, must not control all the money. The speaker must know what is coming to him. The chief justice of the state must know how much is coming to him. It is not Oborivoli to decide that. And you don't appoint them. If you look at what is going on now, the time of Okowa remove all the speakers. You know, if I want them, Ibori don't want to make this guy Oshe, because Oshe would have been the biggest trouble. Oshe would have been the biggest trouble. You know what they did? They removed Oshe from Sika. That is, once they remove him, no more money coming. Oshe couldn't run an election now. That's where this Victor Oshe has been to tomorrow. They crippled him. He's one fine politician, you can see that. But without money, what can you do? So, if we choose to be sincere with one another and identify our problem, you find that money is power. And if the power in the hands of one man, it would be stupid of him not to use it. Wait, I have power to turn the election in my favor. You think I will not do it? Who am I? Am I a fool? That decrease will. You gave Tinubu too much power. And the power is in the money. Wait. Who give a damn what Tinubu is doing? If not the money with Tinubu, who give a damn where the president goes? But when you see where the president is moving, he's moving with money. In fact, I witnessed Okowa. When Okowa motor, they turn around. I think we're in this Olomu. It's like all the grasses were moving. There's a governor moving. In fact, it's spiritual. It's money. And that money is power. On your mandate, which has stand, it's money moving. It's money talking. The person that give you bag of rice, you vote, it's money talking. Again, everybody say, if they give me money, I will not vote. Oh boy, there's an amount of money they will give you now. If you will send me the kid that decrease. All those rubbish in the talk, since what you don't do for your life. Money. So, you get the kind of money where you will see, say, Baba, go carry my wife. Go carry her. Bring her back tomorrow, but go carry her. In fact, there's these boys in all those boys for Lagos in those days, for Marina. One day, they say, oh, guy, if they look for somebody who want to do money, go carry me. Now, small money want to take drug night, they look for. Money. Please. If we say all the things we have been saying, all the things we have been doing to reform the Nigeria, the way I've analyzed all the good things that we can do to shift the power, it boils down to the allocation of resources. Money. The money is the power. If our kings have enough money today, they will not be saying, Governor, say make we come. A whole king. I won't talk to him now. A whole king. Governor say make we come, and then when we go, so we they carry envelope, come back. Governor, he not a shame. I look the man that day, I want eat here. You can see the poverty reigning in him. And I said to myself, thank you, Oba Benin, that you don't move anyhow. Oba no, they go transfer. Which money want to give Sanusi when we can come see you? You know where? If you rub one mirror, Akasani boy one, we'll measure it in one mirror. I see one king, you don't go sit on polo. A whole king, you are going to sit on polo. What do you go discuss? Hunger, in fact, there's a way our greed, our long throat, because I know you are poor, but it is not supposed to be to this extent. Or God look for work. If they don't recognize you as it is, look for work. You see this whole power imbalance we've been talking about since can be resolved if there's money evenly distributed. In the United Kingdom, nobody give a damn. Who go come for road say, also, everybody can feed himself. So who are you to tell me what is what? No, I won't listen. I tell you, go to hell. Because I can feed myself. But I can understand why Nigeria is not so. If that guy not say, also, if you not say I'm lawyer, he's not going to be able to feed. Though. The man will never feed, not get sense. Oh. If you're hungry, how can you have sense? Where hungry they beat, you see how your eye they turn. That's exactly what you see here. We need to redistribute our resources. We need to reshuffle that allocation, how money is being allocated. On no account should the president be the one allocating money that should go to the House of to the legislature. On no account should they be the one allocating money that will go to the judiciary. It should be a statutory act that certain percentage of the budget goes to the judiciary. Certain percentage of the budget goes to the legislature. You know why all of them are shouting on your mandate we shall stand? Tinubu increase their constitutive allocation to 1 billion. All the guys in the House of Rep now, in fact, if not be Tinubu, they're ready to die. Have you seen when Oborowori came? He was so calm, so quiet. Now Oborowori is talking big. To the extent he tell Oborowori, you were nothing when Mamage was a big boy. He said that one, he they talk about her like saying a rat. Omagege na a rat. Why? The only thing Oborowori have that Omagege does not have is money. Not that I like Omagege so much, because you will do the same thing. That's why I think. That's how I judge you anyway. Maybe you are different. So this money deposited in the hands of one local man has turned his life around, and it's now going to kill us. They have power. In fact, when I watch this movie, say when Governor points hands here, 10 people go die for that side of the river. People, he said, when I do this, 10 people down the other side of the river. That's what money can cause. And it is entrenched in our system. If we're going to have a free and fair election, the allocation of money that goes to the office of the president, I don't even mind if it is remain as it is, but they must not be the one to allocate money to the other two arms of government who are meant to be the same thing with him, because they are all elected. Okay, let's assume the judiciary are trained. They are trained. They went through processes to be there. That's why you even see a sitting senator wanting to go and become a governor. Now, let me tell you this. A senator is at the highest level, but they will resign to come and become governor, because the governor runs an executive power. What do you mean by executive power? Money. Now, do you hear me? You are getting it wrong. Okowa was in the Senate. He resigned to contest for governor of Delta State. Why? Is the Senate not bigger than the governor? A senator on a good day is higher than the office of the governor, but there is more money in the office of the governor. I'm going there. There's more power as a governor than to be a senator. Don't you ask yourself why? Money. Until we deal with this painful part of our lives, until we deal with this painful part of our politics, we can keep singing. You can keep saying activism. You know, I did a research, and I asked in my research, why is all the good laws made failing to have reasonable impact on communities, especially in the Niger Delta? That is the last research I did. And I now later find out that the trouble is in the Constitution itself. That's now I now find out that the law says that the oil that belongs to you under your soil belongs to the state. That is one of the big good law first the British did, which the Nigerian government is enjoying. They're not going to change that. But the day we change that, the power symmetry in Nigeria will change. You will not even be fighting to go to Abuja anymore. You will not be struggling to go to Asaba. You are more richer at home than there. Why will I go there? No, tell me first. The reason we ran abroad is not money. And your country not good. You said I'm changing, no, I'm changing hands. Now you now this London better pass. Now bridge you can't look. What did they hear? Nigeria, where you go eat better banga soup now. We correct a beggar woman. Now you can't come here, come the roast. What carry you come here? May God save you. You see, Nigerians, let us deal with one big problem. I've called today, I'm going to try and round up this show. I called for a couple of reforms. I called for reforms in the executive arms of government, begging and insisting that there should be no local government. Instead, it should be the federal government, the state government, and our kingdoms. We have people already running the kingdoms. We have kings. We have a government already in place. We don't need to touch anything there. We just need to cancel local government and direct it. And many of you will be asking, oh, there are too many, there are some of these local government have too many kings, too many kingdoms. And I say, are you out of your mind? You don't even need, local government. So it is the number of kingdoms that you have in your state that determine the number of kingdoms you deal with. You don't decide local government by division. But are you British people that just force people? Let it be natural. Ogara is a kingdom of his own. Jesse is a kingdom. Mosuga is a kingdom. Saple Okpa is a kingdom. Uya is a kingdom. These are the people you deal with. The one that have a larger kingdom have more allocation. Maybe if they are generating more money, so be it. Bayelsa gets more money than from some of the big states because Bayelsa is making oil. Bayelsa population is small, so Bayelsa is going to get, because there's a way the allocation is working in Nigeria. So it should be working in the local government. So no cheating, the law is in place. So don't tell me that we cannot operate with the kings. They are in a better position to run the local affairs of their people. And they have a way of controlling them before. They have a way. Now the good thing is they're not going to be able to misbehave because they are still under the state and the federal government. But they now have a voice and they now have a duty. So there is these checks and balances we're looking for. We need to reform the Nigerian executive. And move further to say, hey, when you see Sanusi here, you know what I mean. And we don't need the Senate. That just as it is in the United Kingdom, the House of Lords is not elected. And they are the higher upper house. So shall it be in Nigeria that our upper house will be made up of the kings, who are the landlords. Because the landlords in England are the people that form the House of Lords. I don't know why you hear say House of Lords. I keep using that word. I want to hammer it for those that don't watch me. House of Lords. These are House of Landlords. They remove the land. House of Lords in England, meaning House of Landlords. They are the upper house. Now, who owns the land in Nigeria? Our king. They should be the one there. And it shouldn't be permanent, so we don't waste money. Let it be temporary. They meet when there's need to meet, and they stay in their house. They stay in their local government running their affairs. They have enough job to do at home anyway. So they come here to deliberate on an issue that is of importance to the state, to the country. They go back. I'm coming to the state reform later. I don't have time for that today because time is against me already. So that is my proposition for the legislative arm. So we're going to have two arms of government, the House of Rep and the House of Lords, or the House of Kings. How about that? Look at it. The kings. We don't even need to give any other word. The House of Representatives and the kings. The king is the upper house. Beautiful. And they will learn from us. I don't know, Nigeria. Let them learn from us. Let them know we are blessed as a people to have all this kingdom. And that's why we are able to have a unique system of government that anybody in the world cannot have. Take advantage of what you have. The kings are already in place. They're already ordained. They're already working. Use them. Then the third, because I'm running out of time, seriously, is the only hope of the common man, the judiciary. As it is, we don't have a judiciary. I never hear of the Judicial Council. Too bad. Too bad. Meaning they don't form themselves into a government. How did they even work? They are so fragmented. In fact, they're so fragmented that I don't even know what they're doing. But they can do better. Imagine if the council or what I call the SAN, you need to operate. When you are a SAN, it doesn't even qualify. You need to over-qualify to join the Judicial Council. Those judicial council run the affairs of the judiciary. They run the payment. They make sure things are gone in place. They are the final law. I'm saying that if we reform that, the INEC, which is the #1 umpire, because the job of the judiciary is to be an umpire, to decide cases when things are happening. They come in and they say, no, this one is right, this one is wrong. That's what they do, really. They're the umpire, the overall umpire. And the same job is what INEC is doing. INEC is an umpire. INEC should be under the judiciary, and they should be appointed by the judiciary, not the executive. Why would Tinubu appoint somebody who's going to vote against him? Are you guys even thinking well? That's why we have problem. When they brought this guy now, Mahmoud, we complained. Jega, we said, oh, Jega is a little bit of a stubborn man. Mahmoud came. They don't give Mahmoud money. In fact, there are too many things they use to intimidate you. Is it this one that Tinubu brought? What did he name? This Kwara man. I beg you. I waste my time. Tinubu want to go pick Kwara man so that he go say he not come from Yoruba. Kwara no be Yoruba. When I leave me alone, no. Anyway, this is where we find ourselves. We can have a beautiful judiciary that is independent because they run the court. And the Judicial Council will oversee the activities of the court. So when the judges are not delivering the right judgment, you have where to cry to. The Judicial Council. We need one badly. The Judicial Council will run the judges, will run the affairs of the judge. They pay salary. They will oversee INEC, and they will oversee the police. The police, like I said also, must be under the judiciary. That's the only way we're going to have justice. I'm getting towards the end of the show now because I'm out of time already. So those are the 3 reforms I call on these 3 arms. And I concluded by saying that all of them will be meaningless if the power symmetry doesn't change. The time has come for us to give power to these 3 arms of government by law, not by what the president thinks. Right now, Tinubu just gave House of Rep members 1 billion for constituency project. They are happy with the president. They are singing, on your mandate, we shall sign. You see the last time? That's why it's so. But if there is an act that says so percentage goes to the House of Rep, it is not something that the president decides. It is the law, and the money will go to them always. And if the law says so money must go to the Judicial Council, they will know. INEC will not be underfunded because the money has been made so. We're not living at the generosity of one president so that you guys say Tinubu is a good man. With what? With our money? Obodi is a good man with whose money? Obodi want to work? 9 money? Come on, man, wake up. Listen, I'm at the end of the show. So if we can do this, I am of the sincere belief that the country will be placed to succeed. Don't forget, I said the reason we want this is that so that we can have a smooth and a beautiful democracy. I'm going to say to close this show, the King of Jordan said democracy will mean different things for different people, and I agree with him. Whether you vote for the man, as long as it's the government of the people, by the people, and if it's the will of the people, it is democracy. My king, let me bring him out, was selected by us. He wasn't imposed. Okay, there's always community crisis. But we have that one in my place at the moment still. But most of our kings are not selected, are selected, but once they are ordained, they become the kings. And at that moment, they represent the will of the people. There's always a process of selecting them. Whether you vote for them or community agree to make somebody a king, he is now the will of the people. The will of the people doesn't mean there must be the number of people you vote for him. It's how he's been selected to represent us. You see, most of the laws, the language they use in this democracy, when they say government of the people, shipping at the people of Benin, may I use above Benin. Now they say that their first son I go be king. They're not the dispute them. Is it not the government of the people? Is it not the will of the people? So how can you say that is not democracy? What is democracy then? That's why I'm going to end the show today. My name is Daddy Chris. And I talk too much, but today on too much. I step on too many toes, But this is what I believe, and I'm sorry, Nigerians. Don't forget I'm a bagger. And when I come back to Nigeria, I'm going to be more of a bagger. Because Nigeria must survive. We have the capability to do so. God bless Nigeria. And as we are trending this campaign trail, I'm going to bring you a lot of shit, man. Some of them will root your stomach. But this is what we're here to do. Like I said, I missed this campaign trail, but I'm going to contribute from here. But the next one, I'll be on the ground. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God help every one of us. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more.